Now you can hear me. We're we're just running a little late. I've got short stream today due to scheduling, so we're just gonna play. Probably like 5, 6, 5, 6, 7 Blitz games. That's it. I've got an hour and 15 minutes. Unfortunately, I was hoping to stream a bit longer, but that's what I've got. So we got to do what we got to do. Feel good. I'm not sick. Hopefully, severe allergies. All right, Sun Prism is up. 5+5. I thought about 5+3, but it gives us a little time to talk about the game when I'm playing. So thinking matters. I'm gonna wait a second for my first move. Thinking matters. Matters thinking. Thinking matters over. Smeary whisper. Cool. Neat name. Nice to see you. Cool. All right, the Scotch. Scotch-a-lottle. Scotch Gambit or Scotch? What are we gonna see here? What's up, guys? Happy weekend. I had to move a lesson up, so my stream is only until 2. I've got an hour 15 minutes. That means 5 times 5. We're probably gonna play 5 or 6 games. It's not much of a stream. I'm sorry, but it's something. So I'm still alive. Right. That's the other option. I wasn't thinking about this. Wonder what happens if black plays f5 now. Kind of a cool idea. f5. That can't be good. It's very, very much not in the center. Okay. Main line. Mainline Danish Gambit. You know the drill. I forgot you played this, This is annoying. Because I have to take a draw or whatever. Goring Gambit for the draw. Or Danish Gambit. I'm sorry. Danish Gambit for the draw. Yeah, I always forget why this is good. It feels so wrong to play this move. White is ahead in development there. Queen takes. Queen cakes. After queen takes, you castle. So I don't remember, I remember we had this once. I think I took with the pawn. The danger here is that black is going to be forced down a narrow channel to a drawish position. But I do think that I'd rather be black than white. I don't know why. I think the factor... Actually, I have a very, very vague recollection of this. And I think I played knight e7 for some reason, but I don't really know why. My memory isn't great, but oftentimes I remember sort of random stuff. And I feel like, for some reason, I chose knight e7 instead of knight f6, and I don't know why. I would prefer knight e7 to knight f6. That particular position. For no particular place to go, black has to play for a win somehow in a practical game. I mean, I knew going into this that e45 isn't as easy to play for a win. 42, where you been? I'm sorry, guys. Just a short stream today. I'd love to make it longer, but I have a moved up lesson. Nice to see you both. Hopefully we get to play both of you. Really love to keep my king in the center for the end game. Missed both you guys. No, Arsenal's been around. 42's been missing. What have you been doing? Going on vacation or something? Yeah, it's the Scotch. What did I call it? Danish Gambit. Danish Gambit. Queenless middle game. No, this is an end game. Queenless middle game is if the queens have been traded, but no other pieces mostly. I think the line is when there's one piece exchanged. That's the borderline. I don't know whether you consider that. Some people call queens and one minor piece an endgame. Exchanged queens and one minor piece. Some people will call it an endgame. It's all relative. It's all made up. You know, it's like math. Call it what you want to call it, man. It's an endgame. It's an opening to the endgame. It's Edvard Med this. From the opening to the endgame. So it looks like he's carving out a square. He's carving out a square on f2 for his king. So what do I do? With the king not on d3, I suddenly had this idea to trade and go into knight versus bishop. But I would be delinquent to believe that black is really better here, or just deluded maybe. But his king on d3 would be very useful for white in a more simplified position. So it is good that his king is cut off. Bishop d6, knight d5. Bishop d6 is ridiculous. I'm gonna try this. For the love of God. I know this isn't great. Have to work a lot. Ah, another one fell into that. It's a messy job, but somebody's got to do it. Do you get extra tips for every cleanup operation that you do? Arsenal fan, you're assuming I know what I'm doing or something? I just woke up. Don't assume I know I have a plan or have any idea what I'm doing. You never get tipped? Yeah, that move is one of the moves that concerns me. I decided to trade to create imbalance, but of course this might backfire. You know what? If I lose one of my doubled pawns, it may not matter that much. Let's say the rear pawn falls at some point, like I have to give up the c7 pawn. If I had some sort of mitigating factors, like a very strong king on d5, then I probably don't mind losing that pawn. If I can blockade those lead pawns, or the hanging pawns, really solid, like knight c4, king d5. Oh, fuck, you missed bishop takes c7. You missed bishop takes c7. Alright. I like how he's paused there. Paused for thought. He's getting his king to a good square on d3 again. I think pretty soon I have to come to the realization that I'm not playing for a win here. The guy's... He's very professional in this line. Realistically, black is a tiny bit worse now. Unfortunately. But it should be a draw. Should be, being the active word. My knight's not great, as you know. We'll just go into draw mode. Now I can't really afford to give you that pawn. White's a little bit better. It shouldn't be a win, I would think, but now, I don't know. I could lose this. Really need to make my knight great again. It's not great momentarily. But no shame. I gotta find another way to play this. This is not an option, you know. We gotta find a way to keep the pieces on the board. You reckon correctly. Crecky. It's pretty crecky. Nice move G4. He's getting better all the time. Knight A4 would be a horrible move, probably trapping my own knight. Knight A8 is not an option, so we're gonna be going here. Pretty cricky. Huh. I wonder if I could play C5. You know, ultimately, the decision to go into the knight versus bishop was probably a no-win situation. I'm trying to win, but it's probably the wrong thing to do. And objectively, I should have just accepted the position was equal and maintained bishop versus bishop. The position was very equal. By trying to win, I only brought myself losing chances. White is a little bit better here. Maybe a lot better, maybe more than, more than the minimum. Although King E4 I'm kind of skeptical of. What can it do? I can't be lost here. That's a draw. It's gotta be a draw. Famous last words. This has gotta be a draw. If I play G6, just can't let his king in. We got to keep the 5th rank guarded. His 5th rank, my 4th rank. No getting in. Yes, I am a little concerned about this, but it's probably a draw. Not sure. Actually, he has a lot of space. Only white can be better. Well, I don't know about D5. Again, only white can be better. Not a lot of options. H6 is probably losing. There's a funny idea here, F5, G5. Even with the protected pass pawn, I don't think he can win. And if he hadn't played D5, well, I guess it still might not matter. It would matter, because he would have, C5. I don't think that this matters. But I think this alignment here matters in regards to the king side. If he plays F5 there instead of H5, I played what do I want to say? G5, HG, FG. He'd be winning if he had access to like the E5 square, but he doesn't. Now it's a draw. Alright, so check this out. Like if you go back to this position and you don't play D5, right? You keep the option of C5 alive. So instead of playing D5, you play F4 here with the idea of F5. I think you should play F4. Computer thinks it's a draw anyway. But my question is F4. So the point is King E7, F5. And this is the question. Okay, so I wasn't sure about King F7. I think this is your best practical try. A lot of people wouldn't realize this could draw. Takes, even with a protected passer. I thought you had like C5. The tempos don't work out. Wow. So anyway, it was a draw. Yeah, I was clearly worse after blundering bishop takes C7, and you made that move like instantly. Struo won this position with black. It's Velimirovich Zyatanov. Zyatanav's like 1900 now. Right. Oh, that's weird. So knight e7 is more common than my move. Well, so much for my memory. What are those stupid arrows doing on the board? Dude, why are those back? Why do I have those arrows, bro? Perfect game by Sun Prism. Dude, why do I have the arrows back? Come on with the arrows, bro. Board highlights, piece destinations. What are those arrows? Bro. Alright, Arsenal fan. I shouldn't go into the knight versus bishop. I'm trying to win an unwinnable position by creating imbalance there. It was a really bad decision. Knight c6. Play bishop b4, bishop c5, knight f6. Best. Beast. The Beast was streaming the other day. So apparently the endgame was drawn, but I was a little bit worried. I think I looked at bishop g2 here some time ago. Fortunately, I haven't properly studied this opening. I don't want to play d3. I wonder how bad queen e2 is. Anyway, this is no time to be like figuring stuff out. This happens in the h3 as well. It doesn't happen in the a3 variation, strangely enough. The Gunsberg. Bishop b4 doesn't typically get played against a3. It is played against h3, however. So the difference really shouldn't be major. If it's playable with h3, it should be playable with g3. I really should study chess one day. I should like build an actual e4 repertoire. So I didn't play. Are you threatening me with knight to g4 now? Wow. What am I supposed to do? I can always play knight e3, I guess. That's weird. But knight takes e4. Bishop c5 is pretty nice move. Do I have knight takes e5? Looks a little bit much. No, I don't have that. Nothing wrong with bishop c5. So you're threatening knight g4 now? Really? That sucks. And you're threatening knight takes e4? If you take knight takes e4, yeah, I have some issues. So bishop g2, knight takes e4 castles. I mean, how am I better there? I don't want to play knight takes f6. So what am I supposed to play? Like bishop d3 or something? I mean, that's ridiculous. d3. So now you have knight g4. I don't know if it's a good move, but I find it kind of annoying. Not your only move. I've never played this before. I've only played the Gleck variation on a handful of occasions, and no one ever played really bishop e4 against me. He's just playing what I say. Maybe I should play bishop e3, not knight e3. Why not? Yeah, there goes my good bishop. But it's interesting. With all the pawns on the board, the knights are pretty good. Buy on Amazon. E4 repertoire for IMs. I could use one. Seriously. Is that a real thing? Should I make one? You know, all my life, Nefidov, good to see you. I played e4 probably like 10% of my OTB games or less. And so there wasn't really a need to have a comprehensive repertoire because I was playing it so rarely. I went through phases where I played it once in a while, but I never, I picked my spots. But now I'm really trying to play e4 a lot, as my main opening, in at least in Blitz and Rapid. I don't feel as confident to play it OTB, but I do like to keep it in the mix. I've had good results with some transpositions, for example. People like tricking people into playing the black side of the Pierts. I'm like 5-0. My last 5 games with the white side of the Pierts, for example. I don't know why I just played c3. That seems like a kind of strange decision, actually. I guess I won't be castling queenside. Well, you can do what you want. How do you pronounce Schlechter, Nafirov? Can you help me with my pronunciation? The Austrian great Karl Schlechter. Love this kind of pawn structure with white. Yeah, I don't know. Do I really want to hurt me? Do I really want to make me cry? Alright, at first I thought, oh, I've got a great position, I've got a huge advantage. Then I thought, well, actually, it's not as great as it looks. Knight h4. Interesting. Oof. This could get a little bit crazy. it up with a play on words. Schlechtier. Hannibal Schlechter is commonly used. Right? Used and abused. Into the diagonal of death. I like to keep them guessing on the castling. Is white better? It's all just smoke and mirrors. I've got a knight on h4. Arsenal fan is a principled dude. I don't think white's better. Yet. Without an outpost. Actually, by playing that move here now, are you threatening me? I have d4, you know, I have bad news for you. He thinks he has pressure on my e3 pawn, but you just wait. You wait until I play d4. Arsenal has a tendency to get overconfident sometimes. Don't we all? So d4 is on the way. That's the end of your bishop, effectively. But still, there is some question. There is some question as to whether I have an advantage here. Check, queen there, no. Move the king, yep. If we look at the position, you know, in a way, like his bishop is bad, but my knight is sort of bad on the side of the board. Sort of bad. It could be very good, though. What if I played e4 and then carved out a square? Then your bishop wouldn't even matter. Imagine if I played d5 and e4 and your bishop just dominated that dark square diagonal where there's nothing on it. That happens sometimes in the King's Indian. I've won games like that. Ghost bishop. Usually, a lot of times it's the other one that's a ghost bishop. Yeah, this might be a good move. Oh, e4. Oof. Probably not a good idea. He's fast, isn't he? It's a funny game, this one. Hard to evaluate, you know. Knight on the side of the board versus bishop that's completely deadened. Which one's worse? You know, probably his bishop. Because the f5 and g6 squares are actually relevant, you know, but his bishop on b6 is like, what is that? I already calculated everything you're thinking about, like, in advance. You're gonna need to come up with something else. Arsenal goes with the obvious. You better eat my pawn chain quickly. Did I mess that up? No. I had nothing better. I missed something. But I still like my position. I don't know why. Wow. What is that about? Dude, it's not sudden death. It's a good thing it's not sudden death. Unfortunately, guys, I have a short stream today. So, unfortunately, I like saying unfortunately a lot. We have just, oh, what is that, a draw? Why did I play that? Maybe I have to take a draw? Don't I have knight f5? You're gonna have to eat my whole pawn chain for your bishop to be relevant. One pawn isn't enough. You need to get them all, Arsenal. The d4, the c3. One ring to rule them all. One burger to rule them all. It sounds like a South Park episode. Lord of the Burgers. I might have to give him a draw, objectively. The day of the draw. Day of the Dead. Ew. That was a cool move. Did I miss something there? The Bishop of the Dead. The Village of the Damned. Oh no. He has this move. Oh, that sucks. I'm still better, though. Am I? Am I better? I'm still better. Am I still better? Oh, no. No, that's not cool. Not cool. You don't have... I'm sorry, sir. You don't have a bishop. Look, mono checks. It's a nice A-pawn. Burger to rule them all. I didn't see that move. You tired me out, man. I'm glad I'm not Arsenal's wife. Damn. I give up. I give up, dude. It's a draw. Unless you want to lose, and I can accommodate you there as well. I'll allow the perpetual check. Wow. You were never quite winning, but I was. I was kind of winning at some point here, it looks like. Damn. Well, that was entertaining. But I'm more interested in... You are fast. You're fast. I'm more interested... I had 4 blunders. Jeez. I'm more interested in the opening. This has never happened in a game. One game with D3? What other move would I play? This is so weird. So I'm supposed to play bishop g2. Uh-huh. I like how people have played d3 here. Knight d5 is the second best move, and it's only been played in 3 games. Doesn't make sense. You know, why would you play d3? d3 is like you're black or something. Okay. d3 is not that bad, but it's not good. You know, knight d5 is clearly better than that. This is a move. That's so funny that there's no games for this. Oh, my friend Alexander Manea had a game back in '98. Wow. Alex is a good guy from Romania, from Brasov. I wonder if he'll play in August. Okay, bishop c5. Now bishop g2 or d3. There's like no theory here. And knight g4 is a totally new position. This has never happened. Aha, so I have d4. Shit, it's like a fried liver. Fried liver, never been played in OTB chess. Modified liver. Alright, anyway, Arsenal, thanks to the game. It was an interesting opening. Stefano, Schumacher, and Nefedov. Those games we should have time for, but that's probably it. Don't promise any challenges beyond those 3. It's a short stream today. Sorry guys, I got a lesson moved up an hour. I was planning on streaming another hour. Sunday Simul. Nice to see Schumacher, Nefedov, all you guys. So let's get these challenges in. Schumacher and Nefedov are guaranteed. You have my money back guarantee that I will play. Oh no. So I think I played knight c3 in some other game here, but actually, this is a problem. It's not good either. You saw d4, didn't realize it was good though. I'm not awake enough, and I spaced on it, you know. I saw the other line first and thought it was okay, so I played it. What I find interesting is that that position has been reached so few times. You know, it seems like logical play by both sides. But apparently g3 is better than, or bishop g2 is better than what I did. I have to ask Igor when I see him. Glack was at the World Senior last year. I never talked to him. He was an influential player in terms of opening theory. A lot of cool ideas. King's Indian, this thing, other stuff with black. Alright, I don't know what to do. Knight c4. Let's play a3. Playing pawn structure chess. Right. Now if I play knight c4, well, I don't want to get hammered on the diagonal. What about bishop e6? It's probably not a good move. But Stefano plays this better than Radusa does. We've seen some games from Radusa who really butchered this. I don't know who Stefano is exactly, but he does handle this Raslimo better than some. Although maybe black needs to play a5 there. Obviously it's not forced to play a5. 2 bishops. And your chicks for free. What happened to 4044? He's just gone? And no gift subs? Spin to Hala has followed. No gift subs. We had 1 gift sub this week thanks to Arsenal fan. Everybody is broke. Even Arsenal fans broke, and he still donated a gift sub. I'm winning after B4. You're not exaggerating a little. Winning is relative. You mean the word you're looking for is you have a slight advantage. I think you have a slight advantage. I think you're winning. Look, it's lost in translation. Oh, I don't like e6. That doesn't look right. That's a horrible move for black. Weakening his dark squares? He's already worse than dark squares. Azerbaijan would play bishop e5 here. I think I'm clearly better. I don't understand the point of e6. Does anybody understand the point of e6? Why is he trying to control, like, the d5 square? He already has good control of d5. e6 is a weird move. It weakens squares, but it doesn't seem to do anything positive for black, you know? What's the purpose of that move? It's like you're trying to throw the game or something. Neighbor update. Quiet at the moment. Damn, dude, you're gonna need therapy. Gonna. You already needed therapy. I sound like a hyena. Alright. Oh, I have e5. Why would I play that? Why play e5 when you can wait? Whenever I play queen c1, the computer's like, queen d2 is better. I'm basically playing the anti-Dutch against the Sicilian on the other side of the board. I find this very close parallel between anti-Dutch and Rossalimo with bishop takes c6. Like bishop takes f6 in the Dutch. Structural play is the same. Yeah, we thought they got sent to South Sudan or something. Rwanda. Arsenal, why aren't they in Rwanda? The Rwanda program was canceled. Whew. Arsenal's like terrorized by the neighbors. Yeah, I kind of feel for you. But this coming back and enlightening thought. You know, it's like Trump's tariffs. It's on, it's off. It's on, it's off. They're gone, they're back. They're gone, they're back. They're gone. I mean, it'd be better if they just stayed. But they're constantly, like, going away and coming back. That's worse than the original problem. Like, you just, you know, it's like an emotional roller coaster. They're gone, they're back. You have to keep, like, you know, adjusting your emotions, like, every 5 minutes. At least if they were just staying there, you could, like, adapt to it, you know. We love the neighbors updates here. My favorite topic of conversation. Acerbi played a beautiful game the other day in a similar structure. He's finally starting to get it, I think. He's not here on Fridays generally. He's finally starting to conceptualize like pawn structure play. He actually played games where he played pawn breaks and for pawn weaknesses. Future members of society. Nah. But you can't let it eat away at you, Arsenal, you know. You gotta somehow come to a resolution. Don't let it eat away at you. So I don't really know what I'm doing here. I don't know, am I playing on the king side, the queen side, the middle? I'm better everywhere. Okay, that changes everything, right? Pawn structure is just... That is a major... A little bit like the game with Arsenal, fan. In a way, even though it's the other bishop, right? It's a dead bishop by my standards. Pawns that kill bishops. These pawns make that bishop irrelevant. Irrelevant? Well, certainly to some degree. Now I'm really going nuts. Did I say I was playing on the queen side? I don't know what side I'm playing on. This is getting out of control. Now he actually has f5. Holy moly. Right. Well, where's my king safe? Ask yourself that question. If it's not safe on the queen side, then it's not safe on the king side, then it's safe in the center. The only safe place is the center. King f1. Exclamation. Lots of maniacs these days. Hey, did they drive, Arsenal fan? Any road rage incidents? Damn, that's a great maneuver by Black. Really gambling here. You don't drive. Well, that's a relief. For your own safety. City boy. Sorry about that bishop. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. He's up a piece, but he's not really, because his bishop isn't... It doesn't count as a piece. It's just an imaginary plaything. It's an imaginary friend. Oh, I have rook takes a7 there. How's your imaginary friend doing? Oh shit, maybe that's not such a good move by me. He missed 96. It's not so imaginary now. It's still kind of an imaginary friend. Not as imaginary as it was on b7. I think he missed 96 there. Ooh, this doesn't look good for Black. how do I finish him off? Rook e6. How do I finish him off? That doesn't defend my queen. King d2. I should have played king d2. I could have met queen h6 with f4. Damn it. I could have defended my queen. It doesn't matter. I mean, he's so paralyzed here. I still have f4. Knight d7, f4. It doesn't look like black can survive. It's only plus 2.2. So I wasn't really better. It was unclear when I sacked a piece. Looks like the piece sack was incorrect. How about king f1? I was proud of that move. Rook a4, rook a3, h5, king f1. He can play bishop c8 right away, recycling. Alright guys, gift subs. Andreas has followed. How much time do we have? 2 games max. Schumacher and Emil Skinner is always late. He's worse than Nefedov. Guys, I have to leave early today, unfortunately. One of my lessons got pushed forward. It was a practical attack with knight c5. I knew knight c5 wasn't objectively correct. But you got time advantage. It's a very hard position for black to defend. Arsenal fan gifted subs. 5 subs, yes. Just Arsenal fan. It's Arsenal fan week here on the stream with 5 gift subs. Come for the chess, stay for the therapy. Right, Arsenal fan? Talk therapy. Yesterday we saw a thank you man. I know like you're not independently wealthy and appreciate you're still contributing. The Sun Prism game we looked at yesterday in this exact line. Oh, now I'm turning bishop takes h7. Nice, you gifted to Bijak. Tranquil Dart, who's new. Hisok, Valentine, and Oa Imwafada. h6 passive. h6 is really old school. I would think like, you know, the modern h5 is best. Why am I playing bishop d2 instead of bishop e3, I wonder? The bishop on e3 is more exposed, so it can be attacked by stuff like knight a6, knight c7. So I guess that makes sense. I'm getting the feeling like Bijak doesn't really know what he's doing here. You know, he's typically playing the bishop f5 Caro-Kann. Although I have the feeling he might have played this before. He's not really playing like he knows what he's doing. Okay, this move attacks a2, but if you take on a2... Yeah, I can't let you take on a2, I'm sorry. So we have c4. Nefedov, all UK. It's all UK. Nefedov with 5 gift subs. Bringing in the new peoples. The Ancient One, Emmanuel Matthew. Andreas, the Battle Witch, and Random Degen. You guys gifting 10 gift subs. Arsenal and Nefedov. All from the UK. Bishop e6 hits a2. Prevents me from castling queenside for now. You know, come to think of it, Schumacher, I feel like maybe sent us a game or two in this variation. But I think this Nimzovich defense or variation is very subtle, and you need to play it a lot to get the hang of it. Sorry, I'm poor no more. No Monet. Monet or Monet?
Oh, my water bottles. You know how water bottles get that? Some kind of
pressure and start making sounds and shit. You're like, what's that? What's that sound? Yeah, I'm playing right into his massive attack with b5. Yeah, rook c8. We saw this kind of stuff. It seems like he knows what he's doing. I wasn't sure at first. Rook c8 is a standard idea. Anyway, we have time for one more game after this. From Mr. Donor, Nefedov. Tejas just appeared there, but I promised Nefedov I would play. Nefedov donating 5 gift subs to the stream. Nefedov's last game. Mule Skinner, I'm sorry, you're late. Late is inexcusable. Alright, so for black here, the problem is I have a free kick on the king side. I mean, isn't black like strategically just busted? How does he answer this? Very obvious kingside attack. Tries b5. Ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer. But I get a tempo with c5. b3 is too weakening. There's oftentimes d5, but not anymore, not in this position. So I have two options. I can keep the tension, or I can play c5. I called it a free kick on the king side, but maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. I think we have to be more careful than I first assumed. Because queen d5 will threaten mate end my f3 pawn. Maybe I should just go h4. But the free kick isn't so powerful as I thought it was. Alright, let's go. He's starting queen d5. He just doesn't know it yet. We need to mitigate that threat. And I think we can do it. Bishop e4. 1921 FIDE. Fancy? You ever fancy a fancy chess? The fuck is fancy chess? I don't care. Anyway, c5. All the squares are bad. Pick a bad square. Any square. e7 is bad, c7 is bad, b8 is bad. They're all bad. It's just a question of which bad square you want to go to. Today's like my anti-bishop day. Alright, that's a bad square, but maybe the least bad. Probably the best of the bad. Now he's threatening queen d5. I am aware. I'm waiting for my free kick on the king side. Have free kick. With h4 g5. Are you threatening me? If the answer to that question is no, then we play our free kick. Do I have anything else I can do? Not really. So, here we go. Show me the money. That's a lot of pawns. Black has those 4 pawns over there on the king side. that Tetris or Pac-Man. What was it? Not Pac-Man. Space Invaders base. It looks like a Space Invaders base. Tranquil Dart is 2,000 FIDE. My classical's gone down, but my rapid is going up. They have that, like, what is that? That rating system where they average your ratings, which I used to think was bullshit, but now I'm starting to like that concept better. If you average my ratings, it's not so bad. Yeah, the URS. I used to think it was bullshit when I had a decent standard rating, but now I'm all in favor of all in favor of it. Tranquil Dart, I don't even know you. How would I know what your rating is? H4. Free kick with G5. What's the problem? You win a piece with what? No. Okay. Are you gonna go Queen G4? Hollow man. He's got Queen G4, double attack. But it might not be enough. I have Knight C3. What other ideas can we implement here? Meanwhile, his kingside is like collapsing. Pawn takes F6. Pawn takes H6. F6. F6 is better. So if I were to move my knight, problem Knight C3. Okay, we play Knight C3. Defend the E4 pawn. We've got a tempo on his queen. So Rook G1. Rook G1, Rook F1, etc., etc. My knight could retreat back to D1 if necessary, or we could sacrifice a piece. Maybe that's the best plan. Sacrifice the knight. He's getting low on time. You think a pawn is relevant? Yeah, that is. I'm worried about losing a knight, though. K factor at 40. That'd be nice. In the old days, I don't remember if they even had K factor. What was the K factor when I first got my FIDE reading? I don't remember. I think they had 2 K factors, not 3, in the old days. Now we're sacrificing a piece, or what? I don't want to allow a trade of queens. Oh, that pawn on h4 you're saying is irrelevant. Yeah, good call. So we'll line up both rooks. Yeah, there we go. The F file and the G file is better. F and G. Screw the H file. Screw the H pawn. Oh, now he can't keep pressure on E4. Oh, even better. So I don't even have to sacrifice a knight now. I can just move my knight. I mean, I could sacrifice a knight, but why? Why sacrifice a knight if you don't have to? Man, this is going to get ugly. That's a pawn smile? Those 4 pawns there like that? Are you serious? Jeez. That doesn't look good. That's a lot of pawnage. You're attacking my pawn? Some technical problems. Yeah. All right, Nefidov. Last game. Let's go. Thank you guys, Nefidov. And I'm sorry it's a short stream, guys. We'll be back with the Simul on Sunday. I have a lesson in like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, so this is my last game. No, I don't play on chess.mom. Say no to chess.mom. Uh-oh, Nefidov is strong. Let's play something. Aha! Nefidov is white. Nefidov is white, I'm black. Nefidov is playing the white side of the Scotch. Scotch 4 knights. But he doesn't play that. You know what I mean? Fine. This is actually similar to what I had against Rosenthalis when I was black against Rosenthalis last year. Rosenthalis played d3 against my Petrov, and so he's willing to play these positions. Great player, you know. The argument is you're white, you accept an equal game, you're not asking for an advantage necessarily, but you play on your terms. It's a practical approach. Good luck in the tournament, Mule. But Nefidov doesn't play the Scotch with white, or the Scotch 4 knights, you know, but he knows what he plays. I like putting people in situations where they're playing openings they don't normally play. E4 players playing D4 type setups with reverse colors, whatever. This is basically a Philidor with white, where I'm like a tempo up on the Philidor. It's a good Philidor, where I can fianchetto instead of playing bishop e2. What's the problem with the fianchetto Philidor? Anybody? Marcel? Me? This was a situation where Rosenthalis took back with the pawn. Computer would be like, bishop takes is better. No, I don't know. I like keeping 2 Bs on the board. This is a good position for white. I can play knight g5 right away. It actually looks decent. If I don't play knight g5 right away. However, if I do play knight g5 right away, h6, knight e4, for example, bishop e7, we'll try it. No, f5 loses to bishop d5 check. No, f5 loses immediately. Like, it loses to queen h5 too. No, f5 is the worst move ever. You can play h6. Man, it's maybe possible for me to play queen h5, takes bishop e4. No, I'm exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. Queen h5 takes bishop e4. But it's just a draw, right? Ooh, that'd be messed up. Queen h5 takes bishop e4. f5 is mate with bishop d5 check. g6 is takes of the bishop and then perpetual check. But only a draw. Now he can play f5 if he wants to. Queen h5 didn't work because of what? Because of h6? No, he's still getting punked out by bishop d5 in that line. Now g4 is extreme, but it's an idea, and I've seen like Mamedyarov do that. The other possibility is c4. I'm going to go with Mamedyarov style here. It's a Benoni, basically, where we're willing to play g5. Arsenal, you know this from the Benoni, you know it from Sicilian, you know, g5. Rook takes. Conservative. With rook takes, he keeps the existential salts dry. Hurry up, I gotta go. Good luck in your tournament. You know, unfortunately, okay, 60 plus 30 is pretty fast. My summer tournament in August in Romania is no second time control. I'm not happy about that, but that's the way it is. I think it's kind of dumb. You know, you're gonna have one round a day, then have the second time control. World Senior has 2 time controls. We're going to Gallipoli in Italy in September. No, sorry, October. Gallipoli. Knight f5 with Queen g6 on the horizon. But I own the light squares. Boardwalk, Park Place. You can have the purple ones. Mediterranean, Avenue. You know, I grew up near Atlantic City. What's the other one? Baltic and Mediterranean. Putin wants Baltic now, but it's not really high value. Not a good joke, sorry. Trump has Boardwalk and Putin goes for Baltic. It's just a purple one. What are you doing, dumbass? Alright. Oh my god. Knight was checkmating me. Look at him greedy going for that pawn there. Unbelievable. Wow, is bishop g4 strong? So what are you telling me? I have to play bishop e3? Fine. I'll play bishop e3. Look how active White's pieces are. Take the pawn on a2. What could possibly go wrong? Blacks are active as well, to be fair. Yeah, but there's something wrong with Black's position. Okay, rook on a8 is not active. My rook on h1 is not so active either. It feels like it has more potential than Mr. Rook on a8. Can't believe he grabbed this pawn. Wow, dude, that's close to suicide. Maybe I ask too much from it. This is just a cheapo. Central pawns also, right? 4 central pawns for White. Central area pawns. White's so much better here. C4 was my original plan. And I probably should play it. C4 was the original idea. What was my next idea? Oh, C4.
This is pissing me off. Such a good position. Queen f7 is a decent move. There's the A pawn. It's like Arsenal. Take two. He's gonna draw because of the A pawn still being on the board. I'm gonna violently checkmate him. Screw the queen side. Now what? Like rook d5? I don't care. Take it. He's so materialistic. Give me your light square bishop. Oh, I dropped my rook. Oh shit. I'm all in. Now you can't take my H pawn. That's to free up 97. What? Oh, I need to keep that defended. Okay. Knight takes d2 check. He didn't find it. Wait, what? Ooh, that's a scary move. I don't like that move. Oh my god, I'm getting mated? Almost. Almost mated. Oof, that was scary. Didn't enjoy that check. Jesus. I didn't enjoy that check either. The fly-by-night operation. Now he's really losing it. Knight takes c2. I see. Another threat. Well, that's nasty. That is a nasty move. Wow. Holy shit. Oh, I missed. No. Rook d7. Bishop g5. I don't want to play bishop g5. He's not giving up. My bishops are pretty good. See, that's what Rosenthalis did to me, ironically. It was these bishops. They ended up there. Does anybody remember my World Senior game with Rosenthalis where he sacked his queen? And they literally ended up there. That's what happened to me. I got checkmated by two bishops and a rook. Something like that. With the queen up. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. Sensei, nice to see you. Bye-bye, everybody. Gotta go. Good game, Nefidov. Rosenthalis says hi. Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for the gifts.